What's up, guys? I'm your host, JayThat'sMe. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber for February the 18th, 2023. First match of the night was the Women's Elimination Chamber. Asuka versus Carmella versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Nikki Cross versus Natalya versus Liv Morgan. So Natalya and Liv are the first two to start off the match. Raquel enters at number 3. Number 4 is Nikki Cross. She does a cross body in the match early on. Carmella gets in at number 5. So Raquel Rodriguez, in the middle of the match, she puts Nikki Cross through one of the pods and pins her. So she is the first one eliminated from the match, Nikki Cross. And then Asuka enters in. Next to be eliminated is Liv Morgan. She's eliminated by both Natalya, of all people, along with Asuka. So Natalya has the sharpshooter locked in, and then Asuka has a little bit of the Asuka lock cinched in. So Liv Morgan, she proceeds to pass out via the pain. Then 2 seconds later, Carmella just super kicks Natalya, and she's eliminated, so that's a good thing. And then both Asuka and Carmella, they double pin Raquel, so she's gone. So it comes down to Asuka and Carmella. So Asuka locks in the Asuka lock, and Carmella taps. So Asuka is going to WrestleMania. This is good. I like it. It makes a lot of sense. The Women's Elimination Chamber was kind of fun. It was okay. It went on rather long, though. But it made sense. But I do like the fact that in most of these matches, we're going to get quick eliminations. So for that reason, that's why I like it. I like those type of matches. Like, I love those quick eliminations. And I love how before Asuka got in, Nikki was already eliminated. So that's always a good thing when you start getting rid of people quickly. But they didn't, rush through it. But, it made sense. So Asuka winning was definitely the right move. I just wish that the only downside is I wish that she would have got more eliminations. I feel like she should have got rid of at least 3 people. Maybe have her get rid of Carmella, Nikki Cross, and Liv Morgan. That's what I would have done. But I'm glad that we're getting Bianca Belair versus Asuka at WrestleMania 39. That is going to rule. That is going to kick major ass. Next, Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. So, Lesnar immediately beats the crap out of Bobby Lashley. So, he gets him in the corner, does his knees. He then hits Lesnar with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. So Lesnar takes out Lashley with some clotheslines. Lashley hits a spear. Lesnar kicks out at 2. He hits a second spear. Lesnar gets to his feet still. So Lashley locks in the Hurt Lock. So Lesnar fights out of the Hurt Lock. He hits the F5. And another F5. Lashley kicks out. Then Lashley hits a spear. Lesnar kicks out. Then Lashley applies the Hurt Lock. He's able to actually lock it in this time. And Lesnar hits a low blow. And I'm like, no. No. Why are you doing this? This makes zero sense. No. Terrible finish. Triple H, what are you doing, man? Don't do this. Don't. So this is going to set up a fourth match between the two. So Lashley wins via disqualification. Post-match, Lesnar goes total apeshit. And he F5s Chad Patton. He F5s Bobby Lashley on the outside. He dismantles the announce table. F5s Lashley through the announce table. And then he F5s Pat Patton again on the outside. And that was it. I don't understand why this had to happen. It scares me that Lesnar has no WrestleMania plans. Lashley does, because we know that Bray Wyatt is coming after him, because he said he didn't care who won. So I don't know what they're going to do with Brock. I don't. And that is scary. That is absolutely scary to me. I don't know what they can do with Brock. I don't know. And that, to me, is utterly scary. For Brock Lesnar to not have WrestleMania plans locked in is scary to me. It makes no sense. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely. But that finish was awful. That finish should have never happened. And I have no idea why they did that finish. I don't understand why. But it does set up a fourth match between the two. They'll probably end up doing a fourth match probably around SummerSlam, which makes the most sense. So you could have kind of run this back in August. So that makes sense. Give everyone a good, basically a 6-month breather for everybody. So that makes a lot of sense. Moving on. Next, the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. This match was fun. So Dominic, he got involved early on in the match. The crowd did a bunch of fuck you chants to Dom. Edge was able to chase off Dom. Dom was gone for like 2 minutes. He came back again, and there were a bunch of fuck you Dominic chants again. And I'm loving this. So basically, Edge is gone for a decent little portion of the match. So this allowed for Rhea to dominate Beth Phoenix. Beth Phoenix was able to hit a glam slam on the outside to, I believe it was Rhea. No, I think it was Balor maybe. I can't remember. I lost track. It was a cool point in the match where both Edge and Beth were able to lock in the Educator. I've always loved that move. I've always loved that. So, Rhea eats a gland slam from the floor by Beth Phoenix. So Edge hits Balor with the execution in the ring. And then he also takes out Dom with a suicide dive. That was really cool to see. So, Edge and Beth, they win the match via the Shatter Machine. So that's how they get the victory. So Balor is pinned that way. That is interesting. So that's probably a nod to FTR. And I do see them coming. I really do. I think they've done all they can for AEW. in my opinion, they were lied to by Tony Khan. Tony Khan said that he was going to build the division around them and the Young Bucks. He's not really done that. And I do think that FTR coming back to WWE would do wonders for that tag division. Especially since the Usos are about to drop the titles to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But I thought that was a really cool finish right there. I thought that we may have gotten the spear to end it, but we got a shatter machine. So that's cool right there. I think that everyone played their parts beautifully in the match. The match was fun. Both Edge and Beth got monumental pops. Like, why wouldn't they? They're from Canada, so why wouldn't they? Next. Oh, my bad. Before we move on. So, Roman Reigns was backstage with Paul Heyman drinking a C4. So, Heyman says Montreal will be Randy City tonight. Next, the men's Elimination Chamber match for the U.S. Championship. Austin Theory versus Montez Ford versus Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins. This match was absolutely fun. Absolutely fun. I love this match. This match was fun. This is actually worth watching. This, to me, was the second match of the night. So, Rollins and Gargano are the first two to start off the match. Austin Theory enters in at number 3. Damian Priest enters in at number 4. Bronson Reed enters in the match. He starts destroying everyone at number 5. And then the final person to enter in was Montez Ford. So, there was this really cool spot in the match where Rollins and Gargano were on the shoulders of Bronson Reed. So Rollins was able to hit a clothesline, and Gargano hits the Poison Rana. That was great. It was scary, but it was great. Another cool spot was when Gargano, Rollins, and Ford, they did a triple super kick to Bronson Reed. So then that proceeded Johnny to do the one final beat. Rollins hits a stomp, and then Montez hits the frog splash for the elimination to take out Bronson Reed. I have no idea why. He was one of my picks to win. He was my dark horse pick to win. I don't understand why they put him in the match to lose. It sucks. Now he took his first loss. Forgot to mention, there was one part in the match where everybody was brawling, right? So Montez gets on top of the steel, like Miles Morales from Spider-Man. So he is there for a second, and then he does a crazy flip and takes out everybody. And I'm like, oh my God, Montez is a star. This dude is a star waiting to ascend to the heavens. This guy is absolutely 100% amazing. Amazing. Tremendous. Love it. Love it. So, Rollins, he attempted to do a powerbomb off of the pod. So, Gargano, he hits a Hurricane Rana to counter. And so Rollins crashes down onto Damian Priest, Montez Ford, and Austin Theory. That was insane. So Johnny Gargano, he's next to be eliminated via via the Razor's Edge by Damian Priest. So Damian Priest is shortly eliminated after when Seth Rollins and Montez Ford hit a blockbuster. So Seth was going for like a powerbomb, and then Montez came off the pod and did the blockbuster. So Priest is eliminated. And then it's down to Austin Theory, Montez Ford, and Seth Rollins. So Montez Ford is eliminated by who eliminated him? I'm trying to think. Oh, Rollins eliminated him via a stomp. But it was like a nasty stomp. So Montez was caught in the ropes, and then Rollins did a very nasty stomp. Like, I was scared for Montez. I was scared. Like, I was scared. So officials came down, medics came down, and I was just like, wow. So the crowd was chanting Montez. I was just on the edge of my seat just watching, and I'm just like, oh man, this is absolutely scary. So Montez is able to come to his feet. They open up the chamber. They take him out. The crowd applauds him like crazy. Hopefully Montez will be okay, but that was a scary spot right there. That was scary. That stomp on the that stomp was scary. So that prompted our boy Logan Paul to come out. He because Rollins was about to win the match, so Rollins was going for Austin Theory was going for a A-Town down. Rollins, he countered it into a pedigree, sets up for a stomp. Out of nowhere, Logan Paul comes in the mix. He hits a beautiful buckshot lariat. So Hangman Adam Page, pay attention. Pay attention to how it's done. So he hits Rollins with the buckshot. And then he then hits a stomp on Rollins, that being Logan Paul. And then Logan Paul dips out of the chamber. He closes the door, watches Theory hit the A-Town down, and he retains the U.S. Championship. Austin Theory. So this makes sense. This was perfect. I'm glad it came down to Theory and Rollins again. Made the most sense. I'm glad that Logan came in. So now Rollins' plans are set in stone. It's going to be Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. This should be tremendous. Montreal lit Logan Paul a new asshole. They booed him out the building. It was insane. I loved it. This was great. I don't know what they're going to do with Austin Theory. I don't know. There was a spot in the match where Montez attempted to do the "You Can't See Me," so maybe that was a nod to John Cena's coming. So I don't know. But there was a bunch of cool, fun spots out here. To me, this made for a bunch of star-making moments. I enjoyed it. The two who outshined the most were Montez and Bronson. They did tremendously well in the match. Then we got a WrestleMania Hollywood. WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Yeah, we got a hype video for WrestleMania Going Hollywood involving Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, Montez Ford. Really cool. So the main event: Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn, with Paul Heyman by the side of Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman came out first. He was met with a bunch of "fuck you, Roman" chants early on. Then they were followed by a bunch of Ole chants. Then out comes Sami. He gets a standing ovation like he did on Friday night. There's a crowd in the sign that says, we don't acknowledge you, jabroni. That was crazy. So there was a bunch of fuck you Roman chants. These guys didn't touch and lock it up for about a good 2.5, 3 minutes. So Sami Zayn gets a ton of offense in this match. A ton of offense in. Especially early on in the match. There were parts of the match where Roman got some offense in. There was one part in the match where he's beating him down in front of his wife saying, look at what you made me do. I didn't want to do this. I love Sami. Sami came into my family. I wanted to help him out. His wife said that Sami loved him and everything. There was one part of the match where Sami kisses his wife. He does a haluva kick. Roman kicks out. He hits the Blue Thunder Bomb. Roman kicks out. No, not a Blue Thunder Bomb. A Sunset Flip Power Bomb. So, yeah. There's a bunch of near falls in the match. Sami sets it for a haluva kick. I don't know, man. The match was fun, but it was rather long. So, towards the end of the match, there was a ref bump. Sami was able to hit the Blue Thunder Bomb via a near fall. There was 2 ref bumps in the match. So there was first ref bump that allowed Jimmy to come down. He took out Sami Zayn with a bunch of super kicks, like 3 super kicks, and the Uso splash. Roman was able to get help. So Jimmy puts Roman on top of Sami. Sami still kicks out. I'm like, what the hell? So there's another ref that comes out. They continue on, Roman and Sami. Then Reigns calls Sami a piece of shit before slapping him. So Sami hits Roman with a Superman punch, and Roman accidentally decks a referee. So 2 referees are down. Paul Heyman grabs a steel chair, bringing that in. Out comes my boy, Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes out. And this is where we see Jay's true character come out. So, Roman tells Jey to make a choice. And Roman hands him the steel chair. So, Jay's looking into Roman's eyes as well as Sami Zayn. So Jay's about to hit Roman with the chair because he's talking trash to Sami. He doesn't do it. Reigns turns around. He starts to slap. Jey at least 3 times, pushes him, shoves him, and everything else. So Jey dips out, and then Sami Zayn accidentally spears Jey. So that sets up the Usos and Sami versus that sets up Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. So Reigns beats down Sami with the steel chair, and then Reigns is able to put Sami away with the spear. And I'm just like, what the hell? This match went on way too long. Like, it went on way too long. Longer than it should have. You could have really essentially done all this in about 15 minutes. Not even joking. I feel like they gave Sami a little bit too many outs and a little bit too many hope spots, in my opinion. Because Roman really struggled to put away Sami Zayn here. Roman struggled. Like, he struggled in this. And to me, it didn't make any sense. So, the post-match. So, Jimmy comes out and beats down Sami some more. KO makes the triumphant save. The crowd pops. KO stuns Roman and Jimmy. And then KO looks at Sami. He glances at him for a second. And then Sami hits the haluva kick on Reigns. And then we go off the air. So I'm guessing we see a reuniting of the of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention also that Kevin Owens hit Paul Heyman with a stunner as well. So there was that. So, you know. To me, the match was a little bit too long. You could have told a better story in about 15, 20 minutes. This was about a 35-minute match, I believe. But we now know that Sami Zayn's story officially is just about over with. He only has one more hill to climb, and that is to take on the Usos. Because we know that Jey's going to want some type of revenge on Sami for spearing him. Even though it was accidental, it still doesn't matter. So, Jey is still going to have his character arc. Same with Sami. And it's going to be... The story is going to be told between those two. KO and Jimmy are kind of just there just to be there. We know that they're going to damn near kill each other. But overall, I thought that the Elimination Chamber was decent. It was solid. Thought it was fun. I liked the Logan Paul returning and taking out Rollins. I enjoyed that. I didn't like the Brock finish. Asuka winning was fine. Edge and Beth Phoenix winning, that's okay. The main event was all right. Could have been better. Well, it could have been a lot shorter. We could have trimmed it down for at least a good 15 minutes. You know, that's just me. What did y'all think? So, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.